when I'm proven wrong on something, I'm cool with it and I'll back off. All right?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Explain.
You're in
Explain.
denial.
Explain.
You're in
Explain.
denial whenever you're wrong, and you try to spin it as if you are right.
But you have to prove that. Wait. But you have to prove that I'm wrong. You have to prove that I'm wrong.
You can't prove a negative. You have to prove you're right.
I mean, listen, with Shanks so far, I've been right. So I don't know what else I need to say.
In King's mind, his thoughts on Shanks are not copium. They're just fact.
Opinion isn't fact. That
you have to prove that I'm coping about Shanks. That's it. Just prove it.
The problem is it's hard to argue against Shanks. I think that.
No shit.
Exactly. I can argue all I want, but will anyone listen? No.
Like I said before on the stream, I said before on my stream too. It feels like people use the word cope to counter other people's cope. It's like there's like copeception. It's like literally like on some avatar shit. Like you have all the avatars lined up. It's like all the cope is just lined up, baby. Everyone just says cope to cope. I'm like, bro.
Well, here, Cole. For the benefit of everyone else, then let me ask you a question. Then.
Go.
And this is just a This is just a gauge. This is just a gauge. That's all. Do you believe Kaido, in any way, shape, and form, could hit Kid the same way Shanks did?
Yeah, I said before. Yeah,
we did say this before. Yes.
I don't understand.
He hit Laws the same.
I understand, bro. Oh my.
Cope isn't like lethally dangerous.
Oh my god, bro!
Because there are.
Just have to
I only say it. Hold on. I only say it because there were times.
How many times?
Probably in the heat of passion. Probably in the heat of passion, which is why he's not going to remember when I say this. There were times when Cole said that him one-tapping Kid meant Shanks was over Kaido.
No.
Yes.
I said no. Him one-tapping Kid isn't Shanks' best feat. His best feat is shaking Greenville. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I had Shanks over Kaido long before anything Shanks did in Wano Country. I had him years above Kaido. Not because of any Shanks feat, it's because of the portrayal that Shanks had. Shanks pulled up to Marineford after an altercation with Kaido. Oda adds later on in SBS that King the Wildfire was involved in that altercation, and Shanks still pulled up to Marineford. Now, because I remember this too, I remember Admiral saying, oh, well, they just had sake cups, and Shanks bended the knee like he was Jon Snow, like, your grace, the north is yours. Like, whatever the right? Okay. I remember all that bullshit.
My queen.
But, yeah, exactly, my queen. But the whole point here was that, portrayal-wise, Shanks had the edge over Kaido because they had some interaction, and Shanks was the one that came to Marineford. So I gave Shanks the edge over Kaido based on the portrayal. And that was it. That's really all I needed from there. That's it.
So,
Scale. I will say that is kind of weird, only because we don't know what happened in that altercation.
I know.
You could be right. You could be wrong, though. Until we know exactly what happened when those two interacted. Because otherwise, what are we supposed to believe? That Kaido and King and a bunch of fodder went up against Shanks and his crew, and doesn't seem to be like that much fodder on Shanks's like actual like flagship. It's just him, his three commanders, and then like the other like 7 or 8 dudes. So what we would have to then believe is that Shanks, his commanders, and those people fought Kaido and King to the point where Kaido and King left, and Shanks and his entire crew and his ship suffered 0 damage.
So, once again, I'm going to say what I said back then, years ago. Pre-COVID stuff, even too. I don't know. I literally have no idea what happened. The only thing I'm saying is that Shanks got a portrayal buff over Kaido based on those events that we don't know what happened. And because of that reason, I had to give Shanks the edge over Kaido. And then after that, there was that subsequent event that happened after chapter 1000, chapter 1001, where Kaido gives us the top 5. It's like, oh. And then he gives you all these guys, a scant few men that can fight against him. And then among those men, and among those men, of course, we see Shanks. And I understand that these are a scant few men that can fight against him, but most of those guys I put over Kaido himself. I put Prime Whitebeard, Prime Roger, of course Rox, and even the Chad of Wano over Kaido. No, Kaido at that point in time, I have to argue. I have to argue at that point in time. Because I think Kaido lost to Oda at that point in time. So if that's where Shanks is in his mind, then that's also more portrayal buff for Shanks.
But it doesn't seem like they got into a serious fight because he just described it as Shanks' interruption.
Yeah, fair.
And that's what
again,
that interruption is. We really don't know.
Now, devil's advocate,
but it's
devil's advocate. What if it was just sake cups?
Maybe.
No, it was a clash, or like a Shanks versus Whitebeard clash, or something.
What I'm saying, what if it was
the Shanks
just
versus Whitebeard clash. After they clash, what happens after?
Maybe.
We just see the sky split, and that's it.
I've admitted before, like again, we don't know what happened. We have no idea what happened. But whatever did happen, the end result is that it's Shanks who looks like he's coming out with the edge over Kaido. Whether it's in a battle of words, maybe they played chess. Who knows? Maybe they had a game of, pin the tail on the donkey. I don't know. But the end result
probably gave Kaido some fire.
But that's the portrayal buff that I had to give Shanks over Kaido. And then I gave him that spot for like extraordinarily long amount of time. And then now just seeing Shanks do what he's done, I'm like, yeah, this is to be expected. To me, just made, it's just lining up. It's all adding up. That's what I've been saying for a while now. Like, to me, there's 3 guys that are going to be the final the story for Luffy. It's going to be either Shanks, Blackbeard, or Emu. That's it.
Shanks being the final villain would be such a letdown.
I think it'd be great. I think they're all great options.
Well, yeah, because
of course you would. Of course you would.
Because it's chapter 1 finally being recognized. Luffy and Shanks. That is the Prima meeting. That's the Prima one. We're gonna be Pirate King and we're gonna be your crew. Okay, bet. Pull up. That's the one. It's chapter 1. Can't beat it. Nothing beats chapter 1. Nothing. But until then, I mean, we have to wait and see. Because I thought it was gonna be even for, or I guess maybe not for a while. I thought it was gonna be the final war. It was gonna be last. But then when Oda had the interview and he said it's going to be the treasure. That'll be the final thing in the story. I mean, maybe Oda changed his mind. I don't know. But if the One Piece treasure is gonna be the final thing in the story, this puts potentially Shanks and Blackbeard ahead of Emu for a final villain. But who knows? I'm not too sure. But Shanks is up there, and seeing him, beat Kid makes sense to me.
Kid might make the list now because it's the top 50.
No, the hell he won't.
I seriously would consider dropping him out of the top 30.
Well, it's like, but wait, hold on.
In the top 30.
This is the problem, though. It's like, for me, it's not a Kid skill issue. It's just that's just Shanks, right? It's like Kid, I think is still a powerful dude, but I'm happy that folks think that he's not like Luffy's level, which I think, thank God. But at the same time, to say like, okay, like Kid is like weaker than Jack the Drought or Queen the Plague or like King the Wildfire. It's like that to me just doesn't add up. It doesn't make really any sense.
It's because Oda f***ed him. Like, it's just what it is. Because like
with who?
But you gotta understand here though is that he didn't give him anything. Like nothing. Yeah, cool. He did.
No, it's not.
He can fire multiple railgun lasers at ships. Cool, whatever. But the problem is that Oda then went out of his way to establish that Shanks' crew are all dog shit and rely on him for protection. That's what I mean. Is that Oda had to establish that the people that Kid was attacking couldn't defend themselves regardless.
But in and of itself, what Kid was doing was better than we saw in Wano Country. That's also undeniable. Kid's firing off like a whole.
All he did was blow up ships.
No. Against Big Mom, he fires 2 damn punks. Against Kid's, he does like 9 damn punks, and he does it all less than 10 seconds. So he's firing like a damn punk per second, right? So it's not like, oh wow, like Kid is weak. It's just that again, it's unfortunate, but his opponent was Shanks.
I just would have liked to have seen Kid fight like Backman or something. I would have loved to have seen something.
That's more
like
wait, Sil, did you hear what he just said? That's worse.
I know.
Because if he fought Beckman at least, he could have gotten revenge for his arm potentially.
Oh hell no!
He was the monkey that took his fucking arm.
You want Kid to be strong, but then you want the monkey to also rip off his arm. So what is it? You can't have it both ways.
I'm saying that
Monkey Kid is strong.
He had enough time before Shanks friggin' punches lights out to make a contorted face of pure horror, and that takes time. And I think he had enough time to dodge it if he had enough time to look that afraid.
All right, then we can just let Kid stay dead then. And I only bring this up because I know you're against that idea.
I mean, wait, listen, if he's dead, he's dead. But if he's alive too.
I'm saying it's not likely that he's dead. I wouldn't mind it. I think he's gonna have a weird little Elbaf arc where they think he's like the solo victor and took down Big Mom, their big rival.
There's no coming back from this.
And then she comes back like, nah, I didn't die. Stop the cat. Let's go.
No, the only way he can come back, or he becomes part of the Luffy fleet.
Kid coming back and joining the Grand Fleet would be worse than him dying.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Was it that bad for Bellamy?
Bellamy was misguided and got humbled.
Yes.
Kid has just been an asshole through and through. It's just he only teamed up with Luffy because they shared a similar goal.
But remember, as rivals, Kid, when he first met Luffy, he told, Killer, like, there are gonna be guys like him that we're gonna see on our journey. They're gonna claim to get to be Pirate King, claim to find One Piece. And then all those guys I killed before in the past, but these guys are serious as hell, like Kid and Law. He made his vie, he made his play for the treasure, and he lost. He lost to Shanks. His crew got obliterated. He's done. There's a good chance that if he wants to be back in the story, if he's actually alive, then he may come back as a Grand Fleet member, because ultimately he was never really somebody that was worthy of being Pirate King. It sucks for him, but he wasn't that good.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Really would, but it's like insult to injury. It's like, man, do we really gotta kick a dog when it's down? Like, really?
What's insulting about him maybe joining like the Cross Guild, and then the Cross Guild joining forces with the Straw Hats?
He joins the Cross Guild. Oh,
Here's my problem.
I would rather him be dead than his character be dead.
It's like Vegeta actively wanting to be part of Goku's Z Fighters after like Namek. It's like, no, come on now, don't do that.
But I think the point though,
he joined.
Him didn't fight on that level.
Yeah, bro, so right.
The point that Oda is making with Kid losing the way he lost is, in order to be Pirate King, it kind of goes back to what Kaido said. Roger was the king because he was so good with hockey. And Kid is just doesn't have
even know what that means.
I'm just saying Kid should just stay dead.
Twilight, didn't Kid's character die for you though when he decided to go after Big Mom instead of Kaido?
I pointed out that it was a dumb. I've been pointing out for years that Kid is a terribly written character in this ever since Onigashima started.
Yeah. Kid, because you could argue that he actually went through character growth to decide to let Luffy go after Kaido, and then he kind of submitted to the idea that he's going to go after Big Mom. So you can argue he did go through some growth there, but it does suck because that was his, initial. I want to get Kaido. Yeah, well, yeah, hold on. So like in Act 1, you can argue, hey, it's really dumb for you to deviate from Kaido to Big Mom, because bro, you said that you were going to fight against Kaido to take revenge for Killer and all that bullshit. That's what you said, bro.
That's what he said.
But at the same time, when he gets to the rooftop, what does he find out? Well, you can damage Kaido with hockey. What the? Like, Kid starts to realize he ain't that nigga.
He wasn't built for it.
He wasn't built for it, right?
The number one seller of Kid stocks was Oda himself. Like, that's all I'm trying to say.
I think that's how it was. Wait, but even in the pre-time skip, there was always that asterisk though. Shaki said he's only high-grounding you because he killed people.
Because he killed people.
There has to have been a moment when he was drawing the manga where Oda was drawing a panel of Kid and went, "Holy shit, this guy ain't him."
See you. Bye bye.